Hi people, to continue this lecture on the scientific methodology of writing, let me continue from here. This part is or deals with how should I place my hand on the notebook while I'm writing. This is a very scientific method. All of you know that math is the mother of all sciences, and we'll be using a bit of physics here also. Of course, that includes mathematics. Now, all of us know, if you are students of science, that the lesser the contact surface area between two bodies, the greater the speed, the lesser the friction. If the contact between two surfaces is minimum, then less friction and greater the speed. Same technology or the same methodology we'll use here. Look at this. I have a sheet of copy like this. I'm placing my hand. Now, most of us write like this. Look at the end of my hand or the bottom where my hand is touching the surface of the copy. The whole hand is touching. Naturally, if I'm going to write, there's going to be a greater friction with lesser speed. However, if I raise my hand slightly on between 2 points only are touching the paper, that's my this part of the hand and the little finger here. Here I'm creating an arch or an arc. Both are correct. And then I write. This results in less friction and greater the speed. However, there's another thing that we must take in mind is when I write, I do not move my hand. I move my fingers. Very simple. And the technology says, see how I hold my pen? This is the crook of the hand. This is the crook where I rest the pen, and this is where I support the pen, and this finger, index finger, make sure that the pen doesn't shift this side, and the thumb to ensure that the pen remains within your hold. However, I am not holding my pen like this. Neither I am moving my hand to write. What I do is I use this technology that is minimum friction, and I create a gap. Now my hand is touching the paper only on 2 points. One is this rump or the hump, this is called, and my little finger, and my fingers move. That is how I create the lovely semicircles, the arches, and the circles while I write.
English writing has 3 different strokes. One is anti-clockwise, clockwise, and slant. This slant can be in both directions. It can start from here and down, up, and start from here to go down. So 3 different strokes basically are required in English to improve your English handwriting. I've already told you how to keep your hand on your copy. So you have to move your fingers. Let's see. Now, there are 3 different ways I can modulate my handwriting. One is straight, the other is slanting to the left, and the other is slanting to the right. And let's look at this word, animal. Let's look at this word animal. A-N-I-M-A-L. Animal. Then I have, and then I have. Now if you look at these 3 different writings, depending on how you feel comfortable, totally on how you feel comfortable, you can write any of these 3 ways. There's a 4th one I will tell you later on. However, this is the thing to check. If I draw a line between these alphabets, you'll find all are parallel. All these lines are parallel. Any line. If I draw a line from here, here, and here, all these lines are parallel. Similarly, I draw this, I draw this, I draw this. All these lines you'll find pass through the alphabets in a parallel. They are parallel to each other. This is what constitutes a beautiful handwriting. There's another way you can write. That is, You don't have to write in a running hand. There's another way you can write, which I find one of my friends or classmates back in 67, 68, one Sharma, of course he's now settled in the United States, I've not been in touch with him, he used to write that way and he was pretty fast. Similarly, when I was on the ship, there was another guy who was working with me on the ship, he also used to write in this way. Watch how they wrote, how he wrote. They joined the alphabets actually without rhyming in script. For example, they would write animal like this. However, you have to be fast. You really have to be fast. Another thing that you can do is, or notice is, every word has an ending, a tail and a head. This is how we join letters. For example, look at this. It appears to be joint handwriting. So choice is yours actually in various ways you can write now. The next point I would like to point out is, how do we write these alphabets? See, let me mention again, we had these anti-clockwise, clockwise and stroke. Stroke can be from bottom to top and from top to bottom. Look at how we write the alphabet A. A is part circle and a tail. This is the tail. Look at B. A semicircle followed by a stroke. In running hand, how do I write this? I make a line and that is traveling from bottom to top and back down, and I make a semicircle, but that is clockwise. Same thing with P. Look at P. I make a stroke down and make a semicircle which is clockwise. Same thing with Q. I make a circle starting with anti-clockwise, make a slant down, and here we have a Q. So all these alphabets, whichever alphabet you start with, it all begins with the basic 3 strokes. If you practice these strokes, then this is the best way you can do it. I was taught this style by a Padri. He taught me in 65, 66, Brother Lambert. This is how you practice. Keeping your hand the way I have told you earlier on your copies. Okay? That is, I will leave a space. I will have a copy and I will leave a space between my little finger and the mount of moon, and I will move my fingers. That is how I write the writing. And this is what we can practice on a plain sheet of paper. Whenever you have free time, do this. Keep your hand and by moving your fingers, make this concentric anti-clockwise motion, but without moving, only with your fingers, not with your hand, only with your fingers. If your hand moves, then hold your hand on the copy and start practicing with the fingers. Because see, this movement is what creates beauty in your handwriting. This movement, finger movement, not the hand movement. Then I will do this clockwise. Sorry, clockwise, then anti-clockwise, and there's a ribbon. So these 3 things, if you can practice in a free time, then your writing will be wonderful, beautiful, forming part of perfect circles, not very perfect, but somehow perfect. Thank you. Have a nice day.